Hey guys, this is Mike. Thanks for tuning in. I just wanted to say something about this focus that I've been on about what we ought to pray for. And the verse I'm looking in is Romans 8:26, where it says, when we don't have the words to pray, we don't know what we ought to pray for, or what we should pray for. What we do is the Spirit groans for us with we pray in our spirit. We use our spirit language, and but the key in that verse there for me is really hits home, is what we ought to pray for, and I want to give an example of this very poignantly. I was helping out someone yesterday, and there was a lot of people there. It was just a group thing. It was more or less just more of a fellowship. We just go for the fellowship, sat around, had something to a little dessert afterwards. So this gentleman is there, and he's a new guy that I don't know about, and his two kids are with him. And so now I know a little bit about the situation, but I don't know who is the one that actually. It's one of his sons has epilepsy, and I read where on the Facebook, please pray for so and so's son who has epilepsy, or kid. I don't even know if they said son, but so I didn't even know. So. And the thing is, we're there, and of course I start, I'm talking, and I say I'm talking to the young man, and you say the things that you would normally say to a young person, who's in school. What are you doing? What's your life going to be like? It's exciting, right? Oh, you're going to ministry. Oh, it's exciting, And then I said something like, I was in the military, and boy, I would have stayed in the military, and just, you should think about the military. I'm in the military. Oh, he says, I can't be in the military, he says. And he says, I have epilepsy. That's what he says. And I thought that was interesting, because he says that, and immediately I thought, this is the one we're praying for. This is the one I read about on the Facebook. This is the one we have to pray for. And very next thing out of his mouth was, very next thing he said was, I'm going to have it for the rest of my life. That's what he said. And that shook me when he said that. And so now, how do we know what we ought to pray for? A few days ago, when I first read, I'm praying for God to take epilepsy away from this young man. I'm praying for the family. I'm praying. Now what am I praying for? I'm no longer praying for the epilepsy. Now I'm praying for his belief that he doesn't have epilepsy for the rest of his life. His belief. Because I can pray all I want, and we can all pray all we want. But if he's already determined that he's going to have this for the rest of his life, already believing the lie, whoever told him that, I got a truck coming up here, I got to slow down. Whoever told him that, maybe he came to that conclusion himself because of his circumstances. Maybe the doctor said this to him. Who knows where he got that information from? But the rest of your life? Are you kidding me? 18 years old. You cannot tell an 18-year-old kid that he's going to have something for the rest of his life. He's 18. His rest of his life is a very long time. It's a long time. I wasn't until I was 26 when I sat down and I realized, oh my gosh, I'm going to be alive for a really long time. I better start doing something. I better start taking care of myself. And I did. And I remember thinking of the date 2016, and guess what? That was 5 years ago. And I still have a long time to go. A really long time. And I'm at least 10 years older than his dad. I mean, come on. You can't tell a kid he's going to have something for the rest of his life. But he believes it when he said that. And that's the problem. Belief. You believe. That's ridiculous. You tell the doctor, well, you don't get in his face, because it's not the doctor's fault if he said that. The doctor is just saying what he has to say because he's a doctor. But we have to take command over the enemy. Remember, sickness and hurts and any kind of ailments in our body is not from God. God will work through those things to grow us and build our character. But God didn't create the sickness. That came from the enemy. And this epilepsy is from the enemy. And we don't take anything from the enemy. So I speak out against the epilepsy. And now my prayer is for his belief, that he believes that he will not have this for the rest of his life. And he states that emphatically. When anybody asks him, oh, well, I suffer from epilepsy. The doctor says I'm going to have it for the rest of my life. I don't believe him. And I'm praying for his belief now. Because that's the key. You have to believe that you're healed. You have to believe yourself that God can do that. That God is all-powerful and all-knowing. And he can heal you. So I better concentrate on driving. I'll see you guys later, all right? Remember, what we ought to pray for. Be specific in your prayers. Ask questions, right? Be a blessing to somebody today. Or I should say, be blessed today and then take that blessing and be a blessing to somebody else. All right. I'll see you later. Thanks.